Good morning, pickers and grinners all over the world. This is Dr. G-String coming to you again from the official Guitar Hospital. We are in the surgery room this morning, and it's a good thing when you do surgery or do any project to have all of your tools and your ingredients all in line, all ready to go. The ladies that bake a cake, you can't take all the ingredients and throw them in a freaking pot and mix them all up and throw them in the oven and expect a cake. You got to have it in certain ingredients. This is a review of this Kent 12-string guitar that had a terrible concave bow on it, similar to the little guitar, Stella guitar, we showed in a previous lesson. Now, somehow or another, some of the electronic portion in the computer ate up the first one. So we're just going to review what I did. The first thing you do to have a neck removed and to do it in a high-dollar music store, it would probably cost you somewhere between $75 and $150 to have a neck reviewed. But this is the cheap hospital. I'm trying to teach you people how to do things with the terrible economic conditions that everyone's facing today. When you do go to a store or yard sale or a flea market and buy that cheap guitar, you should know how to fix it. Then we're going to teach you how to acquire a Guitar Hospital franchise so you can open up your own store in whatever little town you live in or whatever country you live in. So the first thing you do when you have a guitar that's a neck, you cut it off. And here's how we do it. You first put tape down on the guitar, like this, on both sides. Then you take your handy-dandy saw, a good hacksaw with a good blade on it, and you put it down on a table. And here's what we did. We sawed this off just like this. You won't get too much damage as long as you've got a couple layers of tape on it. We sawed this neck all the way down, right straight through to about almost to the fingerboard, right about right there. Then you take, after you saw it off and you blow the dust out, then you take a 45 countersink and you countersink a hole in there like that. Then you take a drill and you drill a hole that goes through this neck block. This is called the heel, and you can see that it'll go down into the neck block to about right there. There's a heavy-duty piece of wood inside this guitar right here. This is what physically holds the guitar together. After you do that, you take your glue and you mix up a little bit of dust. If you're a cheap repair, put a little dust into a container that you get from not Walmart, but McDonald's or any place. This is a little milk container. And then you put some glue in there and mix it up, and you shove it inside that crack because there's going to be a little space in between there. And if you are a high-dollar person and you want to go out and buy some filler that you get at Lowe's or Walmart's or Home Depot, that's fine. So you put that in there, and then you take a 2.5 or 3 inch screw and you screw that down. Now you could see how far that's going to go into the guitar. You see it right there. It'll definitely hold that guitar. I've fixed hundreds, not dozens, but hundreds of guitars with this exact procedure that I've shown you here, and never have had one break to this day that I know of. Okay? So that's all you do. Then the next thing you do, after you have the guitar glued and you set it up for a day or two, you wipe all the glue down, make it nice and neat. Then you take the tape off. I guarantee you there will be minimal damage, and you can see it. I've already taken this guitar. You'll see a few little scratches right there and a few there. But the body of the guitar is basically uninjured. It's almost pristine. Then you can go again and buy a high dollar touch-up pen, and you touch that up, fill your screw in, and you touch it up with that, or just go out and get you a 25-cent Sharpie, or the little kids have the little marking pencils, and you can touch that up just like I have it right there, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Now, we have the guitar repaired. It's all ready to go. You don't have to worry about it cracking. It's there. You can pull on this neck. You can stretch it. You can do anything you want to it. And I defy anybody to do that. This is a freaking gorilla repair right here that I've taught you how to do. Because the professor of guitars has taught you how to do it right and cheaply. Obviously, to all of you high-dollar guitar players out there, you wouldn't fix a high-dollar guitar like this. I never said that you should do that. Just in the event that you might buy a high-dollar guitar that somebody drove a freaking truck over or something like that, then you would possibly not have such a detailed, pristine worry about doing a very technical job on. But this will do the job, and do it cheaply. We're talking about a cheap operation here. Now, you make you a little cradle like that. Just go and take a piece of board, anything, and just cut a little circle in it. You can do it by hand and put a little piece of cork on it, what I have. Then when you lay the neck, this is like a lady going to the gynecologist doctor, and he says, put your legs or your feet in the strap. This is what we do with little Blondie here. This is Blondie. She's going to go into the strap right here. See? Now, she's in there. She's very comfortable. There's no possibility of anything getting away from you. Now, this guitar had action that was extremely high. But if you look down the neck now, and you can see from that string, using it as a straight edge instead of buying a $10 or $12 36-inch straight edge, the action is perfect. Perfect. Because the doctor of guitar has thousands of neck jobs that I've done, and the experience is that you do not have to take the neck completely off the guitar to fix it. You cut it, put a screw in it. I'm so cheap that I don't even use electric. I use an old-timey hand drill like this. You put the drill in a little a hand drill like this, and you can do this job without power tools. Think of the Indians. They used to play guitars. No, I'm just kidding you. They didn't play guitars. They played with their bow. They used a bow. That was a one string bass that they used to play. They used their arrow and bow and arrow. That's where that came from. Our bass player, his name is Gene, and he broke a string the other day. And you know what he did? He went out and took a freaking string off of his weed eater spool and used it for a string. Now you can do that, but there's certain drawbacks to it, and I'll explain that to you later. In the meantime, this guitar now is absolutely ready for strings, okay? Now, we're going to put a set of 12 strings on this guitar, and it'll be playable, and we fixed this guitar for probably a total time of no more than 15 minutes. For everything that I did on this guitar to right now is 15 minutes. Folks, this is Dr. G String.